Guys, welcome to this video. So today we are going to read Spoilt Brad from World's Worst Children. I do recommend this book as I had read them all and they're really good and by my favourite author, David Walliams. So please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's start reading. Spoilt Brad. Brad was the most spoilt boy in the world. He came from a super rich family who made their money from having money. Brad lived with his mum and pop in a 100-bedroom mansion in America. Because Brad was so spoilt, he didn't even take the care of the amazing things he was given. His mum and pop bought their only child all he ever dreamed of and more, 100 puppies that Brad quickly got tired of and put in the trash. Woof! His own miniature white limousine that Brad deliberately crashed into the wall at speed, smashing it to pieces. Crunch! A robot that Brad's mum and pop bought their only son to keep him company, as he didn't have any friends. Somehow, Brad managed to fall out with the robot and he pushed it into the swimming pool. It lay at the bottom, rustling away. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. A ball serving machine that was meant to help Brad with his tennis lessons. Instead, the boy turned it on his long-suffering tennis coach, firing balls straight at him as if it was a cannon. Ouch! A complete set of leather-bound encyclopedias. He read the entry for aardvark, then came up and gave up and used the rest of the pages as toilet roll, wipe. A priceless old oil painting that Brad smashed his head through so he could use it as a Halloween costume. Smash. A cut glass chandelier for his bedroom that he used to swing on. Swing. An antique double bass that Brad never once played. Instead, when snow came, the boy sat on it, the instrument, to use it as a toboggan. Whiz. One morning, Brad swept down the family mansion long staircase in his silk pajamas, dressing gown and monogrammed velvet slippers. Good morning, Bradley Jr., murmured his parents. Pop was checking his stock and shares in the Finance Times. Meanwhile, Mum was reading a glossy magazine and taking some pleasure in the pictures of the rich and famous who'd had plastic surgery and that had gone horribly wrong. As usual, they were being waited on by their rather snooty English butler, Hopkins. Pancakes, butler? Demanded the boy. He entered the grand dining room and walking to the impossibly long table with ice cream and chocolate sauce. Now! Yes, of course, you young sir, purred Hopkins before bowing and retreating to the kitchen. Brad Jr. slumped down at his usual place at the head of the table. Mum, Pop? Yes, Bradley Jr. Did you enjoy your $1 million birthday party yesterday? Asked Pop. It was so-so, the boy replied. I have been thinking. Oh, yes, prompted Mother. It wasn't often that her son thought. It's not fair that I have to wait another whole year for my birthday. Well, everyone has to wait, Bradley Jr., said Pop. I don't want to wait, declared the boy. I want it to be my birthday every day. Mum and Pop shared a look. They were used to their son acting like a spoilt brat, But this was a new low. Son, yesterday we laid on an incredibly expensive day for you, began Mum. You had a giant chocolate cake. I love cake, announced Brad. We know, said Pop. There was a fun fair in the garden, a mountain of presents, continued Mum, and we bussed in hundreds of children from all over the world. The state to pretend to be your friends, added Pop. Then you can do the same again today, and the next day, and the day after that. Where are my pancakes, Butler? And the day after that, and the day after that. And we don't, asked Mum. Bradley Jr. thought for a moment. If you don't, I will put you both in an old folks' home at the earliest opportunity and leave you there to rot. Pop sighed. I guess we better get going, he said. Yes, exclaimed Bradley Jr. Pancakes, now! Hopkins emerged from the kitchen carrying a silver platter. The pancakes, sir, the butler announced. That was too slow, hissed Brad. Pop, couldn't you have him flogged? No, that would be wrong, son. Shame, mussed the boy. Hopkins raised an eyebrow. Hastily, preparations were made, and at 4 o'clock on the dot, Brad's second birthday party in 2 days was in full swing. There were a huge disco tent on the lawn, a dolphin show in the swimming pool, and a bouncy castle as big as the family mansion itself. Though Brad decided it was his birthday, only he could bounce on it. Happy birthday, cried Mum and Pop as a giant chocolate cake was wheeled out. Cake, yelled the boy. Happy birthday to me. With his hands, Brad scooped himself a humongous piece of cake and stuffed it in his mouth. Where are my presents? He demanded, spraying crumbs all over the busting guests, who looked a little bored as they had all been at this party yesterday. Hopkins staggered along, holding mountains of presents. Not enough, said the boy. Tomorrow I want more. The butler shook his head and the presents tumbled to the ground. Mum and Pop looked at each other and sighed. The next day it was the same story. Brad had yet another birthday party. This time there was a roller coaster on the lawn, an elephant to ride on, and a famous pop star singing its hits, and a little stage. Brad decided that everyone else at the party had to wear headphones, so only he could hear the performance. Once again, the biggest birthday party cake anyone had ever seen was wheeled by 4 servants. Cake! Exclaimed the boy. Happy birthday to me! What? Said Mum. She couldn't hear what her son was saying. He had said because she was still had her headphones on. The boy shouted this time. I said, happy birthday to me! Oh, right. Yes, happy birthday, Bradley Jr., said the lady. Today the cake was the size of a paddling pool. With both hands, Brad scooped up as much of it as he possibly could and stuffed it in his face. The slice was in fact so big that what he left behind was the smaller than what he took. "Where are my presents?" wailed the boy, spraying all his paid guests. From hearing Toto with crumbs, "I want my presents!" Mum and Pop had learned their lesson yesterday. Today they had to be more presents, so the butler drove for a forklift truck in which was piled high with tower of gifts. Brad took one look at his parents had bought him today and burst into tears. "What's the matter now, Bradley Jr.?" pleaded Pop. "I thought you loved me," wailed the boy. "And this is all you get me? Tomorrow I want more. Do you hear me? More, more, more." The next day at his birthday party, he got much more. This time the garden played host to a long flume, though Brad didn't go on to it himself as he hated getting wet. There was a professional heavy-weighted boxer who Mum and Pop had paid to pretend to be knocked out by their son with one punch. There was a motorcycle display team, though the birthday boy made all the other party guests wear blindfolds, so only he could see it. It was his birthday after all. Of course, it was his birthday every day now. One of the children who'd been busted into to pretend to be one of Brad's friends made a mistake of speaking up. "You know, Brad, it's actually my birthday today too." The spoilt brat immediately started wailing. "What? Whatever is the matter now?" asked Pop. "This spiteful little cockroach has ruined my party." "How?" asked Pop. "He said it was his birthday too." "Well, it is my birthday," replied the boy. "If I wasn't being paid $100 in cash to be here, I will be at home with my folks celebrating. I'm not sharing my birthday party with anyone," bawled Brad. "Please have him publicity horsewhipped." "We can't have him horsewhipped, Brad," replied Pop. "Shame. Then we have him thrown out immediately," said Brad. With that, the two British security guards picked the boy under his armpits and marched him out the party. "Will I still get my $100 he said as he was carried out. "Right," began Brad. "Because of that boy ruining my birthday, I want double presents today." "Double presents? Is that what we have?" said Mum. Right on cue, a huge crane swung overhead. At the controls was the butler. Swinging from the crane was a giant net full to bursting with presents. There must have been thousands of them. There were so many bolted out of the sun. Slowly the net of gifts was lowered to the ground. "Are you happy now, Bradley Jr.?" asked Pop. "No, I am not," replied the boy. "Why not?" "Because you forgot the cake. How can you have a birthday party with no cake?" "We have got you a cake," protested Mum. The lady clicked her fingers, and the biggest cake the world ever seen was towed in by a tractor. This cake was the size of a swimming pool. "Cake!" shouted the boy. "Happy birthday to me!" As the paid guests joined with a rather raucous rendition of Happy Birthday they had been singing for 3 days in a row. Now, after all, the boy clambered to the top of the pile of presents. "What on earth are you doing, Bradley Jr.?" called up Mum. "I am going to dive into the cake," replied the boy. With that, the spoiled Brad leaped up into the air and landed in the cake with a giant splash. Cake flew over everybody and everything. The boy started stuffing his face full of it. He was pushing more and more into his mouth. He tried to tread water in the cake. Eating huge amounts of chocolate cake every day had the boy rather round, and soon Brad found himself sinking further and further into it in moments. He realized he was drowning in his own birthday cake. "Help me!" cried the boy. Mum and Pop looked on, smiles creeping across their faces. Hopkins spoke up. "Excuse me, sir, would you like me to dive in and rescue him?" "Let's not be too hasty," replied Pop. "Bradley Jr. does love his cake," added Mum, and the butler smiled to himself. Slowly but surely, spoiled Brad sank lower and lower into the cake. Soon he had disappeared from view, never to be seen again. The lesson from this story is a simple one. While you might be able to have your cake and eat it, don't be too greedy. You might just drown in it. So guys, that was Spoiled Brad. Hope you liked it. See you soon. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Bye.